Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com. Thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. So today's project is featuring the Retiring Beautiful Friendship stamp set. Another great set that I have gotten so much use out of and have really enjoyed. So I kind of struggled a little bit with today's card, and I'm going to show you really quickly. This is not, it just didn't, it didn't translate from the idea I had in my head to when I started trying to create it. I don't like how this turned out. So I have kind of reworked my idea mentally just a tiny bit, and I'm hoping I can recreate it the way that I want it in the video. So we're gonna see we're gonna see if it works out. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. And I have this sweet little guest stamper here in my office with me while I film this tutorial for you guys, so hopefully I can get through it. Here you go. Say hi, YouTube. Hello, crafty friends. Hello. Okay, so I've got all of my pieces here for the card, so I'm going to start with this piece of white cardstock. This is Whisper White, but this is cut 3 inches by 4¼ inches. Yes, 3 inches by 4¼ inches. I'm going to bring in my piercing mat and then also some of the Stamparatus grid paper just for some scratch paper because I'm going to stamp off a little bit for this layer. Then I've got my Flirty Flamingo ink pad here. I'm going to stamp the large flower image in the left corner of this card, so right about here, or of this layer. So right about here. Then I've got this smaller little image here. I'm going to ink that up in Flirty Flamingo, stamp off, and I'll just put that right about here. Then I'm going to come in with Mossy Meadow ink and throw some leaves in right about here. And then with Mary Merlot, I'm going to stamp my sentiment in the top right hand corner, and this says, "Birthdays are the best days." All right, so then I'm going to take this panel and just layer it right onto this piece of Night of Navy, and this is cut just 1/8 inch larger than this panel, and I do have the exact measurements over on today's blog post, which is linked down below in the video description. So just, bless you, just coming in with a little bit of Seal Plus. Okay, and I'll go ahead and put my dimensionals. These come off in clumps on here. Just go ahead and put my dimensionals on the back so that this is ready. All right, so then for my card base, I've got Whisper White thick. This is cut 8½ inches by 5½ inches, and I've scored it at 4¼ inches. Whoop. Alrighty, and then I'm going to add on some of this Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. This is cut 4¼ inches by 5½ inches so that it will cover the entire card front. So I'm going to use liquid glue to add this panel on just so that I can make sure that it lines up perfectly on my card front. Alrighty. And then just stand it up here on my desk and slide it around to make sure that it's on nicely. There we go. And then I have got this beautiful fine art ribbon. It is nice and like a nice weave texture, and then you've got this beautiful, like these beautiful specks of gold woven in there in the fabric. It's so pretty. I love this ribbon. This is my first time to actually use it, but very pretty. And I'm just going to cut a length of this to go across the middle of the card, but it's going to go across the inside and then across the front. I had to find my scissors there. Okay, so I'll just chop that down, and I'll just put a little bit of Stampin' Seal adhesive. Did I say Seal Plus earlier? I don't remember what I said. And just wrap that, oops. Oh, here we go. Just wrap that into that adhesive. Hopefully I've got that lined up on both sides. I think I do. We'll see here in a minute. I think this one needs to be a little bit straighter. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Press that down. Take my dimensional backings off. And center this up the front of the card right there. And then to finish the card, I thought I would add some of these holiday rhinestone jewels. This color over here is Night of Navy, so I thought that would help tie the Night of Navy back in. So let's see. I guess I want to use a large and a couple of small ones. Just throw those around. Sure. Looks good. All right, you guys, and that finishes up the card. I definitely think I like how this turned out a lot better than my sample, and that happens sometimes. I just wasn't loving the Mary Merlot in the back. I wasn't loving that I didn't put the ribbon across the middle. I wasn't loving that I did this fold instead of this fold. So there was just a lot that just didn't work. Plus I put it together crooked. So yeah, just wasn't working. So I love how this turned out. I think it's really pretty. What do you guys think? I like it. And that Night of Navy on those jewels is so nice. I really love how it pulls that in. And I just added some of the designer paper to my envelope flap. And then also stamped that same flower, but I went ahead and stamped it in Mary Merlot just to kind of change up the front of the card a little bit, or the front of the envelope from the front of the card. But anyways, there it is. I hope that you have enjoyed today's tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed getting to see and hear today's little Stampin' guest. So thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. Don't forget, you can find all of the measurements and supplies for today's project over on today's coordinating blog post, which is linked down below in the video description. And I do have all of the supplies linked down below as well to make it easier for you. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll be back again very soon with another tutorial. Bye now.